We have 2 more acts to go. Are you ready for the next act? Okay, so he was amazing last week. He did the very difficult job of being the first Monkeyshiner of this year to go on stage, and he was amazing. He did a cracking job of that. And I know you're going to love hearing what he has to tell you about tonight, so please go mad, go crazy, go clinically insane for Sam Makepeace.
Hello! Hi, I am Sam Makepeace. I said that last week, but it's still true. Who wraps the mic stand up like this? Seriously. Hi everyone. I'm sorry, I've been a bit ill this week. Yeah, thanks for your concern. I've got a bit of a tradition when I'm ill. Everybody has something that they always do when they're ill. For me, it's watch Star Wars. Because Star Wars is such a brilliant, brilliant film, isn't it? If you're not at all familiar with Star Wars, okay, the villain of the piece is Darth Vader. And not to spoil it for you, but he's also Luke's dad. Of course, if that's a spoiler for you, there's a few other things you probably should know. Bruce Willis was dead the whole time. Kevin Spacey is Kaiser Soze. Rosebud was his sled. Trinity dies. Snape kills Dumbledore. The Planet of the Apes was Earth all along. And The Happening was a terrible film. What the hell? The plot of The Happening is basically that. As a response to global warming, the plants have evolved the ability to release a neurotoxin that causes people's survival instincts to disappear so they'll commit suicide. Let me tell you 3 reasons why that's a stupid plot. Number 1, and it pains me to have to say this, but plants are not sentient creatures. With possibly the exception of Zahn from Farscape. And Audrey 2 from Little Shop of Horrors. And I suppose certain Pokemon. But in general, they're not sentient creatures. They certainly don't have any concept of revenge. And these plants in The Happening planned it. I mean, they attacked the east coast of America. They didn't attack the rainforest where there's deforestation. No, they attacked Philadelphia. Number 2, evolution does not work that way. It's a slow process, okay? Basically, evolution is every few million years or something, somebody will be born with an extra ear and they'll decide that 2 works so much better than 1. Evolution doesn't suddenly leap forward and you end up with someone who can shoot lasers from their eyes or is blue and can teleport. You certainly don't get an entire species simultaneously evolving the ability to release a deadly neurotoxin. 3rd reason this is stupid. The survival instinct. The survival instinct in any creature is one of the most powerful instincts of all. It has to be, because it's what keeps you alive. But getting rid of your survival instinct doesn't mean you want to kill yourself. A cow with no survival instinct would just wander into McDonald's maybe and want to check out the kitchen out of curiosity. It wouldn't write a tearful farewell to its cow friends and then hang itself from the farmer's windbag. I just ask for a little bit of realism, okay? Just a smidge. I like to think that my films could actually happen. Okay, so what? Right, where was I? Right, Darth Vader, the evil cyborg, space samurai with the telekinetic powers and the laser sword. Okay, levels of realism. There's a line that bothers me in Star Wars. It's the line that explains why Darth Vader is evil. It's basically Obi-Wan's speaking, and he says, "He's more machine now than man, twisted and evil." But that, like, sitting across from him is C-3PO. Robot! He's clearly more machine than man. And he's not twisted and evil, he's just camp and shiny. How much better would the Star Wars films be if C-3PO was the villain? No, Master Luke, I am your father. Join me and we can defeat the Emperor and rule the galaxy as father and son. Another thing that's always bothered me about Star Wars is Yoda. Okay? Now, Yoda, like the little guy who lives in the swamp and speaks backwards in this ridiculous, well, judge me by my size, do you? Want to start something, do you? Think it funny? Bring my lightsaber around your ankles, I will. Everybody knows who Yoda is, right? Does anybody know what Yoda is? Because I can't find anyone who will answer this question for me. But I've got a theory. He's what?
I think he's what you get when you sneeze.
What you get when you sneeze? No Jedi Master, sorry. It's just a mess. You've got an answer? Do you know, well, this is as impressive because the whole internet doesn't know, so. Sure, go on, I'm really curious. You see, I'm really
Yoda was designed by the makeup artist and he looks exactly like the makeup artist of Empire Strikes Back. So technically they say that it's him.
Oh! Okay, so he looks like the makeup artist.
Yeah.
But they're like, well, what's his species?
He has no species.
He doesn't have a species?
Yeah, but he just
Right. I've got a theory as to what his species is, if you'll indulge me. Everybody's seen the Muppets? There's an issue they've always skirted around on the Muppets. They've been quite coy about it. But everybody ever wondered what Kermit and Miss Piggy's baby would look like? I think somewhere in the swamps of Dagobah, Yoda is sitting there going, "How easy it is being green. Each day, the colour of the leaves having to, yes." But going back to being ill, well, one of the most annoying things I found about being ill, ignoring the fact that Star Wars is awesome and keeps me happy, I hate being ill because the world doesn't stop. I still need to get out of bed. And the only way I found to be able to get out of bed is to have the most awesome alarm clock I can possibly think of. My alarm clock is the theme tune music to the classic show Battlestar Galactica. So I can be all happily tucked up in bed under my covers, and suddenly from my nightstand I hear, ba 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 ba. But you can't fight it. The awesomeness will win out. And you just have to go with it. Kettle on. That's disgusting. Kettle's boiled. Coffee tastes disgusting, doesn't it? I feel like we won't admit this. The coffee actually tastes foul. But it's supposed to, isn't it? You're supposed to take a shot of coffee in the morning and go, now I'm awake. It's not so much the caffeine as is the pure shock of how horrible it tastes. The only time coffee can taste good, and this is the one exception, is a caramel macchiato from Starbucks. It's just yummy. I I lost so many man points with that sentence. Does anybody ever feel, when you're in Starbucks, you kind of feel like you're in The Sims? Just sat there, and the music's going, ba, 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 and then you start speaking gibberish to the people around. It's the guy in the corner crying into the puddle that really gets me. But just to summarise, being ill sucks. Coffee sucks. The happening really sucks. And Yoda is a frog pig. He's a pig frog. And you know what that means? Yoda is a pog.